Let's review YOLO Live YoloCam S3. I'm ArtIsRight. Full disclosure, YOLO Live sent me this to do review. All the opinions you're about to hear are solely going to be my own. So this is pretty much a webcam. But there are a couple of things that they have designed this that are a little different. And that's part of the reason why I'm intrigued to review this product, because most of the time when a company reach out to me like, hey, we want you to test out our webcam, it's just like, well, it's just like any other webcam. But this one I think is really cool. The best testament to this webcam was recently I've done a live with one of my friends, and the only camera I've used was pretty much this one, and it looks really fantastic. So let's talk about this, but first let's see the form factor, what it is. This is pretty much just a camera. So in front you have a lens. This is f1.85, and the sensor inside there is 1/1.3 inch. So it's a much larger sensor than most of the webcam you will see out there. The other thing too, I'm going to give you a comparison of this in terms of like the AirPod Pro 3, and you can see that it's about the size of an AirPod Pro 3. You get the idea right there as far as how much the size is. It's a really small and compact webcam. Now, there's a light in the front to indicate that it's actually being on. There's a ring there. It doesn't move or anything. It's just pretty much hold the lens. On the back, there is a USB Type-C connector there, a couple of serial numbers and everything, and there's magnetic mount on the bottom and also on, depending on how you're facing the device is going to be on your left side, but there's a mount there. It also comes with the mount. This is pretty much the YOLO mount. This is magnetic, and simply enough, what you would do is put the magnetic on just like that, and it just snaps on. And you can see as I'm rotating this right now, it doesn't fall off. I can actually shake it fairly hard right now, and it actually does a pretty good job holding onto it. But this is for recording video in a horizontal format. What happens if I want to record a video in a vertical format? I can just simply disconnect it and just do that, and now I can record a video in a vertical format. Now this is also really nice and small enough that I can place them in different locations around my studio. I can have multicam set up, and if you're doing a lot of live, I think this is definitely the thing to go with, or any type of Zoom webinar for that matter. In fact, I would argue you can probably record a full YouTube video with this, which I'm about to do that right now. So pretty much let's bring this down. We're gonna mount this onto my arm here, and we're gonna use the included cable. This is pretty much a USB Type-C to one side is USB Type A, the other one is a Type-C. You can see right there it comes with the adapter, and we're going to mount. So I'm going to reset this video briefly, link this up to my laptop, and let's do a recording using this device, and let's see how that looks. A couple other things about this device you should know as well is that it does 4K video, so that's great. It has face detection, autofocusing system. You can also download the companion software to this, and you can also make adjustment to the way how you want your images to look and everything on camera, which I think is really awesome. So what I'm going to do is, and what I'm simply going to do for this particular one is I'm just going to mount it onto this ArtIsRight compatible mount. Alright, so now that I have everything reset up, what I'd like to first show you is the YoloCamPose. This is a software that you would come in and you can set the different setting on this particular device. Obviously, this is an auto white balance right now. I haven't fully changed this to my studio yet, but you can see this is what it looks like. There you go. The white balance looks a lot better now that I have adjusted this. It went a little bit too much to the blue side, but that's okay. You can change the horizontal vertical format here. So for example, I want vertical. I can do that, and on the camera itself, I can just simply come in and just mount myself vertical like that. And now I'm in vertical format, and I can move it back again to this. It doesn't have auto detection, which I would say overall is probably a good thing that it doesn't have that, so that it doesn't constantly change based on what you want. So I'm gonna do here is set the frame rates to 60 Hertz so it records a little bit faster, but you can certainly do 30 Hertz and all the other frame rates too. There's the image settings there. You can change the sharpness, contrast, saturation, lens shading, correction, and everything. There's different image vision. You can also go cooler and adjust the tones a little bit there. You can change the focus type. Right now I have it on continuous. It makes sense. I can do it also on the face, and now it's pretty much just tracking my face as I'm moving across from left to right, which is actually really neat. I can do zoom, so if I want to zoom in on me, ooh, that's a little too close there. But I can certainly do the zoom in like that, so you can certainly adjust the zoom. And there's also the functionality for hotkey, which I believe this is the one that links to their controller system or something. So like cam 1 is number pad 1 and so forth. So this is not something that is necessarily applicable for what I am really doing right now. But Let's go back and take a look at other parameters. So this is the exposure. I have it on auto right now. I can certainly go in and manual expose this too. So I'm just going to leave it on auto at the moment. I can also say, like, if my skin tone is a little too bright, I can bring this down a little bit, but I don't want to bring it down too much. So I'm going to just leave this neutral at 0. And you can also do anti-flicker depending on the LED light that you use. Sometimes that does get recorded. The white balance right here, what I'm going to do is go into manual and let's change a few things. So we're at around like probably 52, 53 in the studio. And we'll change the tint a little bit. Interestingly enough, tint is in Chinese character and not in English. I can also change the blue offset. Let's reduce that a little bit. And also reduce red just a touch. I think overall that looks pretty good right now for my skin tone as far as capturing go. And being that 4K resolution is just capturing everything in full res. So I think it's rather interesting there. So as you can see, I'm going to film the rest of this video on the YoloCam S3. I think this webcam is a fantastic camera to get for live streaming, for meetings. But even if you're just doing YouTube videos and you're just trying to record something like this in a studio setting similar to what I have right now, this is like a perfect camera for that. You can even get a few extra run of these, for example, like B-roll or C-roll or whatever. I think this works fantastically well in addition to the cameras I have. I would say that if I don't have all these other cameras, if I wasn't already a photographer and I'm just starting out today and I want to do reviews and so forth, I probably look at something like this, because the other nice thing too is that I can just simply grab the camera. And let's say I want to do a review of an object or a camera or whatever that I have, I can simply just grab it just like that. And this is going to be a little bit dizzying there, but I can just go up close and circle around just like so. You get the idea for what it can, for what you can do here. And I think it's just really fantastic in terms of what you have. The size and everything is really small. And, over the hour interview and conversation that I have doing live, the camera didn't overheat. It just functions just fine. It's just, just lukewarm when you touch it. It works perfectly well. So if you're looking for a really good webcam that has a lot of capability, amazing sensor, great autofocus, great exposure as you're seeing right now, I highly recommend giving this one a look. Anyway, give this a like, subscribe, and hit the bell if you're new. I'm Art, and I thank you for your time. And you probably didn't see my hands there because normally I'm doing on a camera with a wider lens. But anyway, I'm Art, and I thank you for your time.